What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we're going to look at the air raid playbook in college football 25. Now, this offense is near and dear to my heart, probably my favorite offense of all time. I just grew up watching it, studying it, and I think EA done an incredible job of replicating, especially what Mike Leach loved to do. And I think alternate playbooks get overshadowed a little bit by team playbooks. I think alternate playbooks are a great way to learn a scheme because they keep it pretty small and basic. And then you can branch off from there if you feel like you need more, because I'm here to tell you this playbook is pretty small. There's not a lot of formations, not a lot of plays, but it's very efficient. And that was like the air raid in a nutshell. So we're going to go over the formations and concepts and play types and personnel, and hopefully by the end of the video, you'll have a pretty good idea of what this playbook is all about. Now, I have this playbook on the website. Check the links in the description below. I have it and a bunch of other ones I'm still working on as well. And let's just talk about the air raid quickly. What is it? It's the West Coast offense, but with more passing and in the shotgun. That's really it. There's not a lot of concepts to go over. A lot of it's short to medium stuff. Just get more wide receivers out there. Throw it to guys who can score and run when the box is light enough. And that's it really, honestly. So let's just start off with formations. And as you notice, we only have shotgun formations. And there's not many of them, like 15 or so from what I counted. It's around there. Just not a lot to deal with, but you don't need a lot to have success on offense, and this offense does a good job of that. So let's start off with the two-back formations. These are your green formations. Just saying the word green gets me giddy just because that's what verbiage that they love to use. So you got green. There's 15 plays here, and pay attention to the tight end. He's number 12. This playbook is a little more tight end friendly compared to your real classic air raid, because Mike Leach, he was really big on the 4 wide side of things. There's some of it in here, but there's a lot more 11 personnel as well. But this is 21 technically because you got 2 halfbacks and a tight end. Then you got green rip. That tight end is replaced by a wide receiver, and the difference between this one and green is your Z receiver is now on the line with Y is off. So you got green rip, 12 plays there. That's 20 personnel. Then you got green rip offset, 20 again, but now your 2 halfbacks are offset of the quarterback. So those are your 3 two-back sets. There's not many, and some people think air raid, a lot of think it's 4 wide all the time. No, if you got 2 good halfbacks, trust me, Mike Leach loved to put those guys back there, put them in the backfield, let them go out for swing passes and things of that nature. You'll have plenty to work from those 3 formations. And then we get into our 2x2 looks. This is 11 personnel, ace. Pretty much the offense starts with this formation right here, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But 12 is out there, so it is 11 personnel. Then you got another 2x2 look. It's ace weak. You're just moving your halfback over. Then you got ace rip. What changed? Now you got your X and your Z receiver, 5 and 8, on the line. Then you got your receivers off of it. And when I say receivers, notice 12 is not out there. It's 10. That's the number 4 receiver, so it is a 10 personnel look. Then you got ace, a double tight. Your tight end gets back out there. This is the only compressed formation in the playbook, if I'm not mistaken. Then you got ace flip. Now we're getting to our trips look. And this is a really cool formation because, look, who is isolated on the right side? Your tight end. So if you like to ISO your tight end, get him by himself on a corner or whoever, use this formation. It's got some good stuff in it. Then you got early, another trips look. The tight end's back out there, 11 personnel. Then you got early offset, same thing. It's just got your halfback on the hip of the quarterback. And then you got early halfback strong. Then you have early rip halfback strong, and that's a true 4 wide look with the 4 wide receivers out there. And then you got ninja. There's only 3 plays here, and I'll just go ahead and show you now. This is what's it called, the Emery and Henry, but from the shotgun, more or less. You're just moving your 2 tackles out wide. It's basically for screen purposes only. As you can tell, you got a screen, you got RPO zone with screens on the ends, and then you got fake screens with PA wheels. But if you want to include this, by all means, I think you should. And that's actually 11 personnel, by the way, because you notice 28, and there's 12 over there on the far end. Then you got empty base. This is technically 11 personnel. You got 28 on one end, you got 12 on the other. And that's it. That's the entire playbook. And if you notice, there's not a lot of plays per formation. 12, 9, 18's the highest. 18 again, 18. Then you got 9, 12. Just not a whole lot in here. But I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And one other thing, another trend is you notice there's not one single attached tight end to the line. There is, for your 5 offensive linemen are by themselves throughout the entire playbook. Okay, so now let's talk about the personnel. We've kind of covered some of these, but let's look at it from this perspective. Let's start off at the bottom. We'll look at 10 personnel. This is your 1 running back, 0 tight end, 4 wide receivers, and you got 2 ace rep and ace early rep halfback strong. If you want to get true Mike Leach 4 wide legit, start here with those 2, and then you throw in your 2-back stuff. So again, 4 wide, go here. 11 personnel. The bulk of the playbook is 11 personnel. Since there's so much of it in this playbook, I suggest you should start recruiting tight ends who can catch the ball for you. They're just pretty much going to be another receiver for you anyways. Then you got 20 personnel. You got green rip and you got green rip offset. That's it. And yes, you can use sub packages to move guys around. Some of these formations don't have packages where you can put that tight end there. They're all just kind of different their own way. That's why I always suggest you kind of focus on the default. That way you really don't have to bother with packages as much. But you got 2 20 personnel formations there. 21 personnel, you got green and green. That's it. That's the only one you have. And the rest of these are your goal line and things of that nature. So now you have an idea of pretty much what the offense has. It's a lot of 20, 21, 11, and 10. So there's actually more diversity there than you would think in terms of your personnel. Now let's talk about some concepts. So notice over here on the left, you got a play count. You got 34 runs, 11 options, 22 quicks, 70 medium passes, and they treat medium as pretty much plays that's got a little bit of everything in terms of routes. 39 deeps, 3 play actions, and 14 screens. So as we all know, the air raid is very pass happy. That's why there's just not a lot of runs in here, but there's some good stuff in here. So when it comes to runs, you got 1 counter. You have 9 draws. I suggest you use draw a lot in this offense. Draw was like a base run for them, because if you think about it, if you're going to throw the ball 80% of the time, what's a good complement to your quick passing game? Draw. It's a fake pass, more or less. So we can go ahead and select one. We'll go up against something like this. And I think the draws work pretty well in this game. It's quick, and you can just kind of get up the field and just start making plays out of the gate as long as the blocking's halfway decent. So just kind of keep that in mind. There are 9 of them in this playbook, and I suggest you use them. Next up, we got inside zone. This is your technically most popular run concept. I suggest you use it as well. Use it, or you can use draw, or both. I suggest you throw in both. Why not? It ain't going to hurt you. They pretty much do the same thing. You just go find a crease between the tackles or anywhere and pick up whatever yards you can. So what you do in this situation when you're going to run the ball, it was a simple read for them. If you see 2 high safeties like you're seeing right here, and you got a 5-man box like this right here, just run the ball. Do a square to go to audible and go to whatever your run audible is. Now, you can create a custom playbook and use this playbook, and you can change these audibles permanently. Yes, you could do it during the game, but you don't want to do that every single game, but that'd get old quick. So here you notice you got an RPO, they got 618, 95, Y pop. Actually, none of the runs are in there. It's up to you if you want to do that. I suggest you put one of your main runs as one of your audibles in there, whether it be inside zone or draw, however you want to go about doing that. So kind of keep that in mind. The run game needs to be a part of the offense. Yes, I know we want to pass it a lot, but if the defense gives you a very light box, just run on them and pick up your free yards. So you have plenty of inside zone. There's 11 there. You got 1 ISO, that's from goal line. You have 6 outside zones. That's actually a little bit more than I expected when I started fooling around with this playbook. If you're going up against like an even front defense, like a 4-2-5, 4-3, these tend to work out pretty well. Like we can go ahead and select one here. Let's go up against like nickel, for example. Outside zone, it's pretty simple as long as you get decent blocking out of it. You're just going to the outside. So if you notice that defense is really crowding the middle of the field a whole lot, maybe you can pick up some yards and use a little outside zone. There's just not as much of it as there would be compared to inside or draw. Power, you got 5 of them, and believe it or not, Mike Leach liked to use this from time to time. If you need a pull and guard, by all means use this. You just don't have a whole lot to choose from. And then you have sweepers, only 1 of those. So to sum up the run game, draws and inside zone, I'd kind of stick with this, and that's pretty much all you need. Now, when it comes to the option, there's not much in here. You got literally 1 read option. So if you're a read option guy, do not use this playbook. Go to RPO peaks. You only got 3 of these. And a lot of these have the base pass concepts we're going to cover here in a minute. Then you got 7 RPO alerts. Now, if you want to get more modern with your air raid offense, you may want to use this as your run game in congruent with your screen game. Notice there's quite a few screen. Most RPOs have a backside screen and then a run and something on the other side. So you can combine a lot of your best concepts in here versus with RPO. So if you want to throw a little RPO in here, there's enough in here to at least keep you interested. And that's it for the options though. There's just not a lot in there. So when it comes to quick pass, there are pretty much only one concept you need to focus on. There's only one Ohio, one scat, and notice we got 9 slants. However, this is technically stick. So let's go to the stick first. Stick, if you notice like the middle one, F push 618. So in the air raid rule, they call it 618, things of that nature. And I've always just called it 6. But 618, you got a backside go route, a little stick route beside it with a swing on the other side. And that's it's just a 3-man combo with a backside double slant. That's why when you come over to the slants, notice 618 is all over this thing. So gun ace rip on the right side, what is that? That's stick, but they put it in the slant category. So there's 9 of those and 11 sticks. This is your main quick concept. Master it, own it, do whatever you can to get really good at this. Let's go with 618. Let's just pick a random one. We'll go up against dime this time. And it's just a combo. This may get picked. That's just a bad throw on my end. So again, what you can do is you notice the 2 high safeties. They're actually kind of low. What I may end up doing, he's wide open over here. Yep. Very simple. Just pick up your yards. Normally for me, it is, you read the go, you read the stick, and you read the flat. I hardly ever look at the slants. Normally they just don't get open for me as quickly as like something else would, like this. Again, that's the easiest 4 yards I could ever pick up right there. It looks like they're going 1 high. Can I sneak in? Nope, that may get picked. Again, just practice this. I haven't got the full round of stick a whole lot in this game, but this is your main quick pass concept. Just get really good at it. Everything kind of works off of this play, and then you're going to go into your medium stuff. So let's go to the medium passes. When it comes to your mediums, you got 4 choices. 6 curls, and the curls, we've all talked about it already. It's just anything with a hitch, a curl, a comeback of some sort. This could get a little varied, but again, there's only 6 of them. You got 2 drives, 15 mesh. So a lot of people think air raid, they probably think about this concept right here, basic mesh. Let's go ahead and just pick one. Let's go with 92. Majority of the 92s are really called mesh in this playbook, and let's go and pick something like here, for example. So mesh, you just look at reading the mesh. Let's see, go over here. Going to pick up a few yards there. Read your safety. If both safeties are coming down, you can go over the top. But here, I'm just going to go to this mesh, this little drag, pick up a few yards. This is another concept you have to master in order to really enjoy this playbook. So stick, do a lot of mesh, and there are 15 of these. It's the same thing over and over again. Your outside routes may be a little bit different. You may have wheels, you may have outs and digs and such, but it's still the same thing. You got your mesh, you got a swing, and you got whatever is happening on the back end. But majority of this playbook, they kind of call it 92. But you can always see kind of what the mesh looks like. You got those 2 drag routes kind of crossing each other. Okay, so this is a major part of the playbook. Pivot, there are 6 of these, and honestly, to me, a lot of this is wise sail. A lot of it, they call it 94. So you look at 94, like on the left side at a gun ace, you got a go route on the right side. You got an out route underneath it with a flat. It's just another 3-man combo. I'll go ahead and select this one. Let's go up against dime this time. And you got backside stuff on the other end, like they're going, this may get picked. I went to the wrong dude on that one. We'll try this. So it looks like they're going 1 high, roughly, maybe. This guy's wide open. We'll just go over here and pick up our free yards. Either way, it's just another 3-man combo. You have to put this in your offense. Looks like they're going cover 0. Can I make a play? Can he get it? Can he get it? It was a good try. Either way, this has to be a part of the offense. So stick, you got to go mesh. You do wise sail, which is 94. Notice it's 94 angle, 98Z sluggo. Now the sluggo I think is actually pretty cool. The way they got that set up, I think it's a cool little route. I would practice it quite a bit. But that's pretty much sail in general, but they kind of put it under the pivot concept. Shank, there's only 1 of those. Shallow cross, there's only 4, but any drag routes you're going to be fooling with, it's going to be in your mesh concept. Slot cross, I actually figured they'd put more in here, but they call it mainly 85, 95. This is like Y cross, like gun ace rip. We'll go ahead and call this one. This is pretty much has a slot receiver on a crossing route. You know, not a whole lot to this is play action. He's going to be wide open there. Going to pick up about 10 yards or 15 yards on that one. This has got to be a part of the offense as well. Smash, there's 20 of these, but we know what smash is. It's just high-low reads on the outside. You notice these like shakes on the middle and the right play. It's just high-low reads on each end. Then you got your classic smash, 98, the 98 F angle. These corner routes, let's just go up against nickel. These corner routes or flag routes are really potent. If you throw it correctly, maybe I can make this look halfway decent like that. They're just, if you can snap it and throw it right at the right time against man, especially, I mean, you can just do some serious damage. Let's see if I can make a play here. That's good defense on that one. But you just kind of pick a side. So this is a mirrored concept. Go to whichever side has the least amount of defenders and pretty much just focus on it. You can always have something like this, leaving him wide open. They could be your hot read, and then you just go pick a side, whichever one you want to go to. But this has to be part of the playbook. Smash. There's too much of it in here not to use it. But you notice when you go through some of these, they're a little bit different. You got just different combinations. You got your classic smash on the left with 98F seam. Then you got things like 98F angle. And so instead of hitches, you got little out routes. Those from your compressed set. Then just some of these, I wonder why they call it smash, to be honest. But in the end, it's still kind of high-low. But I suggest you focus on shakes and 98. That's pretty much all you need right there in terms of your smash. And then there are 7 spots. This is technically, they call it 8, technically, in a lot of these, like F push 8. It's pretty much another 3-man combo on the right side. So like F push 8. Let's go ahead and use this one. We'll go up against something random. So there's your flag route. Let's see, they're going man. Can I get it? Oh, I hit the button way too early on that one. Let's try this again. Again, this is a 3-man combo on the right. I may have a backside there. He's wide open over here. Just pick up your free yards. It's just easy money right there. As long as you know what you're doing. Sometimes I make it look pretty awful, but other times it looks really good. So this needs to be part of your offense spot. It's just a 3-man combo on the right side. Another good looking one, I think it was from F push 8 was probably my favorite of the bunch. So sum up the medium stuff. You got to throw in your Y cross. Mesh is going to be your go-to on this one. Your shake, but mainly your smash. Shakes, and then you got 98, which is your classic smash concept. Deep, there's not a ton of deep in here. This is where they're going to throw some of that Y cross stuff some more. So you notice 85, 85, 85. What are they all doing? You got to go out on one end. That's the Ohio concept. And then you got to cross her over the middle. This is why Y cross is super popular. There's only 3 of them listed here, but Y cross is kind of scattered throughout. Divide, there's only 2 of those. You got 2 double digs, 3 floods, but look at what is it? 94, 94, 94. It's sail. Look, it's that out route from that slot. It's the same thing over and over again. Verticals, 6. Notice the big difference here. You got 6, 6, 6. That's what they called it in Mike Leach verbiage, which again, I love that they've done this. So this is your basic verticals. This has to be a part of the offense, no doubt. Go, and technically there's only 1. Then you got Mills, only 1 of those. 1 Portland, 6 shot plays. And some of these are a little bit of a mix of everything. Again, there's mesh, H-move 92, but they called it a shot play, and maybe because of that pre-snap motion wheel, I guess. Then you got 9 switches. This is like your shallow cross, 91H, 91X, 91Z. I would use some of this as well, but then it goes right into mesh. Mesh and shallow cross are kind of the same thing. You got to dig over top of whatever drag route is underneath it. All the same stuff. Then you got white cross, and I think it's funny that you technically only have 1 Y cross mentioned, but we've already looked at 6 or 7 already. Play action, you don't do much play action in this offense. You're doing drop back, drop back, drop back until you want to run the ball. So that's why you don't see a whole lot in this one. Then you go to screens. So you're going to notice a lot of RPOs in here, like bubble screen. There are 3 of those. Flanker and split end screens. Look at that, RPO, another RPO. So I suggest, again, you use RPOs as your main screens, unless you want to get into just your classic screens. Like I love this F push swing, very simple to the halfback. It's just an extended run, things of that nature. And you got 3 wide receiver mid screens. This is a little more classic air raid as well. And they called it Rita. I suggest you use this play just because they called it Rita, just because they made it right like they're supposed to. And I love it. All right, so that's your concepts. Play types is kind of the same thing, but sometimes they organize things a little bit better. So they technically show only 1 quick pass. Technically, you got a jet sweep play if you want to use it. But shotgun, of course, there's a bunch of that. Only 12 play actions technically But if we've already looked at these concepts, what are you seeing? Y cross, Y cross, Y cross, some mesh. It's still the same 8 to 9 concepts over and over again. Then you got all your screens, which we've already seen all of these. You got your halfback swings. Technically, it's the F position. That's why it's called F swing. Then you got your 3 Hail Marys. So let's go to your runs. Again, it's just the same setup we've seen. Inside handoffs, there's 18 of those, 6 outsides, 1 pitch, 1 counter, 9 draws. Again, draws and insides is going to be the bulk of your run game. Then you throw in those RPOs. 2 fullback runs, even though I don't think you'll use them hardly ever. And you have 1 true QB run, and it's from goal line. Then you go to option. Technically, they only have the show, and the 1 is the read option. Your 10 RPOs, there's not a lot, but we've already looked at these. I still suggest you use them. And that's it for your play type. So that's it for the offense. There's not a whole lot here. So what I suggest you do, I'm a big believer in personnel. Yes, recruit to what you want to go for. If you want to go 4 legit, 4 wide guys, recruit to that. If you want to have several good halfbacks, do more of that. If you need a tight end, do more of that. So look at your current roster. Say you got 2 really good halfbacks who can catch the ball. The bulk of your offense can be from green formations, green, rip, and then rip off set. And then I suggest you get a tight end just because there's so much of it in here. Do your 2x2. Start with this formation right here. It's got everything in there. There's what? There's mesh, inside zone, 6. You got stick. You got an RPO. You got Y cross, aka 95. 94, what is that? That's Y sail. Draw, another Y sail. Then you got another mesh. There's that jet touch pass if you want a last little pre-snap motion series. Then you got 95H divide. That looks like Y cross to me. Then you got a screen. Then you got shallow cross, 91. Then you got your classic smash, 98. So again, all of your main concepts are going to be in pretty much all of these formations. So if you got a favorite formation, very good chance all of the 10 or so big ones we've covered are going to be in there. So pick 1 or 2 of these 2x2 looks, get familiar with the 2x2 stuff, and then you get into your 3x1. Then you go with this stuff. Then you learn it. And then you work your personnel off of that with your 2-back looks. Again, just focus on your personnel. Do your 2x2. And again, when it comes to your 2x2 looks, green is technically 2x2. You're just moving that halfback into the backfield. Otherwise, it's still 2x2. So start with this. Do your 2x2s, work with these, and then fool around with your 3x1s, and then you're just off and running. So sum it up. What are your concepts? Inside zone, you got draw, you can do a little power, then do a little RPO if you want that to be your main run concept. Then you do stick, then you do mesh, then you do smash, then you do Y sail, then you do 6, your verticals, then you do your shallow cross, and then it's all in there. And I think you're going to have a whole lot of fun with it. Start here if you want to run air raid, and then if you want to get more fancy with it with different types of formations, there are other air raid playbooks in this game that do just that. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.